He's got some, like, sinister reason for doing this. I know it, I just don't know what it is. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick. We're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Press harder. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? The witness will continue her testimony. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Press harder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? Oh, crap. I hate these headphones. But they're the only ones I have right now, and I'm too cheap to buy another one. You discovered a murdered body, and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically, speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without a Steel Samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue. Excuse me. A little bit late. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Emphasis on the dead. Why does this keep happening? Silent. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. The security... is that where I need to press, maybe, or present something? The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Oldbag? The security lady? Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right. The Steel Samurai. You press harder. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph? Oh, man. Okay, now I am actually getting tired. Meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. It has to be left out of the proceedings. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you. Or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot writing on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not, but we're gonna press more. Wait a second! I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well. Ms. Vasquez, please continue.
Objection!
What are you doing? Your Honor! I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Exactly. I was actually thinking that. But I was like, maybe we're going to press on that or present something on that. This is kind of backwards. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony because she's a big fat liar to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. Okay. So, what do we have we could present to say something here? Why does the autopsy say he was pierced through the chest by a spear? When it was a fence piece. I guess the fence piece probably looks similar to a spear attack. We might just need to press farther on something, I think. Let's just start pressing everything and see if we get any farther. I think that might be what happens, because they do that sometimes. Where they'll have you go back to a previous statement, and that'll be the change. I'm not exactly sure this is where I need to go here, but Powers' photo looks like he's dragging a leg, so maybe we present this.
Objection!
Oh, maybe that is it. Okay. You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. You heard Mr. Manella wrong. You must have heard Mr. Manella wrong, even though he said Mr. Powers was injured. You thought he was talking about Mr. Hammer. Now that you mention it, yes, I believe you're right. I'm sure that's what happened. Yeah. Nick, you're supposed to be putting her on the spot, not helping her out. Oh, right. I kind of talked myself out of that one, didn't I? Quick, start over. Miss Vasquez, what I said before was wrong. You saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have had to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order! Order! I will have order! Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Of course I can prove it. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. Is it the 5-year-old photo? I think it's the 5-year-old photo. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated? Doesn't have to do with rain. Anyway, Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you've only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for the murder. Reveal evidence. Okay. Allow me to present to the court evidence proving Miss Vasquez's motive. Do we actually have evidence? I don't know. It's the photo again. This is my proof. And this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer? I'd say all it proves is that the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. Mr. Wright, the court requests that you find your marbles immediately. And I'm afraid I'll have to penalize you for wasting this court's time. Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please. Mr. Wright, I'll ask you again. Did she not have a motive, maybe? She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs. In self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? We got the good music now, too. Your Honor. Jack Hammer drugged Will Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Ooh. Oh, she's angry now. Angry. So, you did do it, didn't you? Well, she looks a little happier now. Yes. I'm guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please, try to remain calm. No! No! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez! No! You'd think after that first death we would remove the spikes off of the fence? You know, to prevent any future happenings. Please, please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. Woohoo! Get out the confetti, everyone. Not too much confetti, though. Gotta bring that hammer down. That is all. The court is adjourned. So I guess the reason that Edgeworth was helping us was because he realized that Will Powers was innocent. And I don't know, maybe... See, from what I understand, he always tries to bring about a guilty verdict, right? That's like his thing. But maybe he's got a conscience somewhere in there where if he legitimately knows someone's innocent, he can't convict them? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because he hated you. I don't know. Take that. Sorry, what does that mean? Whoops. The problem where you present evidence that makes no sense, you're doing it again. Oh. Congratulations, WP. Let's just ignore that. Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong? No. Of course not. Nick! Edgeworth! Oh, he's so angry. Say something right. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No? I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Oh, I see. So it wasn't a conscience, it was that he didn't want Will to go down for it, maybe? For something that he didn't do anyway? Liar. Or maybe he's lying. Possibly right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Ugh. Gross. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That is what I came here to tell you. Right. Thanks, I guess. Mr. Wright? Is this guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closes on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. The end! And so our hero lives on in yet another stupid child animation. Or not, I guess not animation, it is real action, whatever. And with that chapter comes to a close. So that was Turnabout Samurai. We have Turnabout Goodbyes and then Rise from the Ashes left. So I guess we're a little over halfway done. Although, episode 1 was like really quick. It was just like, well, actually, was it really quick? Yeah, it was really quick because there wasn't any like evidence gathering anything, right? It was just trial, I think. And then episode 2 didn't last that long either. Not as long as 3. So maybe we're about halfway through. I like these picture, these like portrait picture things. They look a lot better on my screen, which stitches together the top and bottom screen without the gap, like it does on a regular DS, or like you're seeing when I split the images. And they look kind of cool. So anyway, we'll stop off here for today, as usual. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll get started with Turnabout Goodbyes next time. It's weird because it kind of feels like... It doesn't feel like a short game in the sense that it is... You know, it is like a good number of hours. It's probably like 20, 25, maybe 30 hour game, right? It's got to be at least 20. And yet, due to the nature of them only having 5 episodes, it feels a little short. At least in my opinion. It is obviously taking us a while to get through it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Bye.